reboot.
Yep, second week of the reboot. We're still ironing out things.
Yeah, we're just
Just
back
going
into the
with
flow.
it.
Yeah.
I still think personally we jumped into it. We loved it, the original.
It was a blast.
But it was almost like I still think we were overthinking a lot, just getting too excited. Oh, we gotta do this.
You got to look into the
Pressure. Need a song.
Yeah, screw it.
Let's
So we'll
talk
just
about
talk whatever. Yeah.
You know, do we need the history of the bourbon? Not really. Just,
No. It's
picked
bourbon.
Picked it up, and this is what it is.
And today you've picked up a tin cup bourbon from, as you said, Colorado.
Well, yeah, it's from Colorado, but I picked it up.
You didn't go to Colorado.
Unfortunately, I don't want to get the Domanies offended, but I was doing Valentine's shopping. Hey, you bought from the last episode. You had the absolutely. I bought this at Big Y. Yeah.
I tell you what, Big White's got some
Yeah.
good deals, but they're not as good as
The
Domani's.
selection.
Yeah.
But we got Tin Cup. And from what I read quickly, I'll make a brief history.
Okay.
Colorado, aged in a oak barrel for 10 years, and has a nice little sippy cup.
Yes.
But we did it for our Manhattans for Valentine's Day, and we liked the taste of it. I had to take. I'm doing a lot of ums.
Yeah. I'm horrible at doing that.
We knew a guy that talked like that.
Oh, talk like that? Well, it's different when you're on the web and you're trying to figure out what to say. That's I really not admire.
Is this place taking off?
Yeah, we're about to take off.
Okay.
People that don't do that, they just can go right off.
And I rarely do that. Maybe I just caught myself without don't realizing it. So I don't. But this guy, and he had an accent like a New Hampshire.
Oh.
If he's watching, I'm a dead man.
Annoying.
But you know what? If I run into him, whatever. So we have a little tin cup here. We're gonna drink it straight or neat. Well, no, on the rocks. I'm sorry. Take a whiff.
I smell vanilla. You know, one thing I find out about because I drink bourbon all the time. Not bourbon, but I drink an Irish whiskey. One of my favorites.
I'm still trying to. That's a little harsh for me.
Really? Have you tried
Tullamore? Yeah. I mean, yes.
And you find that too harsh?
Well, Irish whiskey to me is a little tough.
Huh.
You know. And then, Sandra and I have our. We don't like anything that's too sweet. Like Maker's Mark, we stay away from.
Too sweet?
Too sweet.
So you must stay away from Jack Daniels as well.
Well, I got sick on that many years ago.
So you can't drink it anymore?
I've had it in a Lynchburg lemonade, but just the smell of it.
Yeah?
Ugh.
That's my go-to if I can't get.
Yeah,
you tell them or do.
Hold on. Now all got quiet. There's the pause. Wait. It's got the burn, which I like, but a good flavor. Not as bad as a burn.
Not bad.
When we finally realized we were bourbon, did I tell you the whole history how we became bourbon drinkers?
No.
When we first met, I hardly drank at all. That didn't sound right at all. But but she liked her wine, and I would drink like my rum. But the wine demon catches up to you, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to get into stories. And then we go, maybe we should switch to vodka. Cheap vodka. Not good. So I got for her birthday, this is how many years ago, tickets to the Allman Brothers down at Beacon. And she goes, you know what, let's make it a themed night. She goes, it's Southern. So let's go, there's a nice barbecue smokehouse right by the Beacon. And she goes, you know what, let's drink whiskey. So I forgot what we bought. And that started the whole thing.
Really?
And then we realized that.
From one night?
One night, because vodka's there, but whiskey will let you know that it's there.
Yeah.
Where vodka, you could just boom,
and
boom,
then you
boom.
don't find out till the next morning.
Yeah. And
I had the opportunity to go down to Buffalo Trace Distillery down there in Kentucky twice, actually. And they go through, if you ever get a chance to go down there, they explain how whiskey came about. Or not whiskey, but actually Kentucky bourbon. And it's got to be, I think it's like 51% of corn. It's got to be aged in oak barrels.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but the interesting thing about it was like these barrels they used to store, seeds and shit in it.
And they got all the sediment or whatever you want to call it.
So what they would do was to clean it out before they put their moonshine, they would burn it all out.
And there you get your...
And then they pour the moonshine in and let it sit, and then they pour the moonshine and they see it's amber. They're like, "Oh man, we messed this up." And then they went, "Woo,
This is good."
home run!
I got to ask you a question
Sure.
because you brought it up at that brunch last Sunday.
Oh, we had a great brunch, by the way.
Why don't you like bacon?
I just never got into bacon. I don't mind the smell of it. I like the smell of it.
Yeah.
I've never really gone over. I know that bacon is very popular with a lot of people, and probably the majority of people like bacon. I just never got into it, and I'm not a big sausage guy either. I don't like.
Can you say that again?
I'm not a big
Sausage
sausage guy. Keep your sausage to yourself.
You don't like sausage?
No, I'm not a big sausage guy.
Even a patty?
Nope. I mean, I'll listen if it shows up on the plate. I'll eat some.
How about
of
a
it.
kielbasa?
I will have a kielbasa.
Okay.
I like sausage and pepper.
Slice it up.
I will eat sausage and peppers and sauce. I mean, sausage and peppers and onions.
Yes.
With I need a little red sauce with it.
Okay. That's what she does.
Yeah.
You know who she is.
Yeah, she's a great
Sandra.
cook. Sandra's a great cook.
And,
Her mom and dad were
well,
are they both Polish?
No, Maria's Italian, so we get
Oh.
that. I get the best of both worlds. I get
Yeah.
Polish and it's like baseball cards.
Yeah,
I got a shitload of those. I know.
I got a shitload of those too, and I gave them to my son-in-law.
We said shitload. Oh boy.
He's supposed to figure it out, and he's never gotten back to me.
Which son-in-law?
Brett.
How's Phoebe doing anyway?
Good. My daughter Phoebe and Brett got married back in June, and they're expecting their first child in May 7th. So we're excited about that. It's number 4 grandchild for us.
That's right.
They all come over on Saturday night, and we make dinner here, and they run around and mess the place up.
That's what we're looking forward to this week.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sandra's got 10.
She's got 10 grandkids.
10 grandkids.
How old's the youngest?
It's got to be Nova. Just turned 1
Is she walking around
or
yet?
2. Yeah, she is. Oh yeah. Oh, she's
Okay.
1. She's got to be 1. Yeah.
I got, you know what? I have Amazon Music, so I play a
We
bunch
do.
of albums. Mm-hmm. But I'm stuck on the same albums.
What albums?
You wouldn't enjoy them.
You never know.
Squeeze,
No.
we're taking off. Dwight Yoakam?
No.
No?
No. You know I'm not a country.
He's got some good shit, man.
I can't get into the country. Now,
See, I get into, and we've had
the old
discussion.
stuff.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt with your chip in your hand. I grew up with my father, like, with the country was like Roy Clark,
Tammy Wynette.
Tammy Wynette, D-I-V-C-K.
No. Can't even spell out divorce.
Yeah, she couldn't even spell divorce the right way.
So we were talking about music. I mentioned Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam?
Yeah, that's what I said. Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam, and well, you said Johnny Cash, but you're not a country guy at all.
No.
You were just too heavy for me, metal-wise. So give me something
That you would enjoy?
middle of the road.
Now, you talking metal, like, or hard rock, whatever. You know, of course, we all know, like, Kiss. But you need something different. Let's say Kiss never existed, so let's just go for you. Oof, that's a good question. Wow. That's like me asking you why you don't like bacon. We're not going to go back to that stuff again. Middle of the road. Like a white snake, I think.
Oh, man. There's only one song I know of Whitesnake, when that gorgeous hunk of
See,
woman.
that's all you're thinking of is a gorgeous hunk of woman. White Snake goes back to like late 70s.
Really?
Yeah, because David Coverdale was in Deep Purple.
Was he the guy with the long hair?
Yeah, the lead singer.
Yeah.
He was
Were
in
you a big Twisted Sister fan?
I can tell you a quick story. I never heard Twisted Sister if it wasn't for Sean Westlake.
Really?
Supposedly, down Yorktown Heights, there was a club called the Gemini, he always talked about. And Twisted Sister would play there. That's when they were first forming. And supposedly his sister knew the guys, dated them. This is Debbie, his oldest sister. And that's how I always knew a Twisted Sister. But
Wait. Who are we talking about?
Sean, Debbie Westlake.
I don't know Debbie Westlake.
She's the oldest
I
sister.
don't know Debbie.
Yeah, she's the oldest. You don't want to mess with her.
Really?
Yeah. I watched her choke out a David Walker, a weekender.
She choked him out?
Because you tried to put the moves on.
And you just made me think of back in the 70s and all. Were you at all? I know it wasn't as hard for you as... Didn't sound right. Rock-wise, was Meatloaf?
I did have
Bad Out
Bad
of
Out of
Hell?
Hell. I do like the first song. The
Crying Out Loud?
No.
Oh.
The Bad Out of Hell, the first
Oh,
song.
yeah, that's a good song.
And I got sick of I like
Yeah,
Paradise because
yeah.
film runs in.
Yeah.
I do like,
Holy cow!
but I like that one. I like you took the words right out of my mouth, and I can give a crap about the rest of them.
Really?
Yeah, a 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Yes, it is.
Tell me. If you had to name one of your top 5 albums,
Oh God. One?
just one of your top 5, doesn't have to be the top, but
From when? From forever?
your top 5 albums.
Well, I'm gonna say Rock and Roll Over because that was my first one ever.
That was Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss Rock and Roll Over.
All right. I'll tell you what mine is, and you're going to, like, slap me, I think. This is very mild.
I know who it is, I bet.
Who is it?
No, you go.
Don McLean.
I know it was!
American
Just
Pie.
because I couldn't think of it. Not an American Pie. What was the other song?
Vincent.
Vincent. I almost said Lucas, that song.
Starry, Starry Night. That was a great song.
I know, we went through that on that.
That was on Vincent Van Gogh, who was nutty as... I love Vincent Van Gogh stories.
Not in a fruitcake.
He was nutty as a fruitcake, I guess. Cut his own ear off, and then, they're not really clear on whether he killed himself or he got shot.
Or he died from cutting his ear off. And
No, he lived from cutting his ear off. But he went out painting one day, I don't know, somewhere in France, and
That had to hurt.
he came back and he was shot, and he died the next day.
Well, listen, everybody. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Listen, everybody. Thank you for watching this episode of Boozetrumental.
Reboot,
Reboot.
number 2.
Number 2. Rebooze.
You can't do that in England.
Why not? What's that
That
mean?
means the same thing as the finger.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the sign of victory? Oh, no.
That's victory.
A victory. And this
This
is...
is if you do this.
And then...
That's like, oh, that's like horn. That's the Italian horn. Hey, check us out on YouTube. We're on Facebook, TikTok,
and Instagram.
Instagram. Follow us there, Boozetrumental, and we'll be putting out a podcast once a week.
Once a week. Oh, I would suggest these dill pickle chips.
They are really good. Till next time.
You're looking up your old address.
There like twice. Boozetrumental, hey!